have a funny story from like a specific video on set that you could tell that just was, you can't believe you got through it looking back on it?
But Mobstick was just funny because we were shooting Mobstick with him and Kodak. We shot French scenes, everything was fine. And then we're just like sitting there waiting on Kodak. It was just, one thing was funny because he got there and he's like trying to chill and French is like, yo, bro, we gotta get on the boat. Like, and then like he like comes to the thing and he's like, he like had Sperry's on and he was like, oh, I thought we were like going on like a boat. And he's like looking mad apprehensive to the situation. It's like, no, it's gonna be dope. Like he's like getting on like yo, all right, yeah, like let's roll it. Like, and we just like pull off in the airboats. He's like,
you're just there trying to make Kodak comfortable.
Yeah,
dude.
like all his people are just like at the
great.
shore. Like, wait, maybe. I don't know if this is good. Like,
so you basically kidnapped Kodak on an airboat?
Let me know. Here, like, there's girls, look.
Thank you for tuning in to the Mike Squires and Friends podcast. You can support by subscribing on YouTube or downloading on your preferred podcast platform. And definitely go do that because it helps us grow and I can have more incredible guests on the podcast. The Mike Squires and Friends podcast is proudly sponsored by DistroKid. Looking to broaden your musical horizons as an artist? Discover DistroKid. With its smooth and rewarding music distribution platform, DistroKid offers unlimited uploads while ensuring artists retain 100% of their royalties and earnings. Join the community of over 1 million artists who trust DistroKid to distribute their music across major platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, TikTok, Tidal, and so many others. Having personally used DistroKid since 2018, I can attest to their superiority amongst distribution services. Collaborating with fellow artists has become effortless, especially with the ability to easily send splits of songs, streamlining the creative process. With the DistroKid app, accessing these benefits is now more convenient than ever. Safely sign up or log in with two-factor authentication, upload releases on the fly, monitor earnings, and withdraw funds from your DistroKid bank. Stay updated on royalties through push notifications, effortlessly share hyperfollow links, manage account details seamlessly, and track streaming stats from Spotify and Apple. Additionally, explore Mixia for professional-grade mastering, DistroVid for music video distribution, and Instant Share for secure file sharing with collaborators, producers, and more. The DistroKid app is available on both iOS and Android. Download it today from the App Store or Google Play Store to revolutionize your music career. Visit distrokid.com/VIP/Mike Squires to get 30% off your first year membership. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Mike Squires and Friends. Today, I'm joined by a good friend of mine, an incredible director, directing videos for the likes of Wiz Khalifa, French Montana, Saweetie, I think is in there.
Yes. Yep.
Roddy Ricch.
Mm-hmm.
The names continue. DMX, kind of, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And also an incredible artist.
Thank you.
So much that, you know, he's an incredible director that his name is Rook Director as an artist. Rook, welcome. We can't answer that. That's the worst way to start a podcast. Oh, no, dude.
Yo, Frankie, I'm on the Mike Squires and Friends podcast.
We like literally just started.
Oh, sick. What up, Squires?
He was in the middle of my intro, so we're going to have to all redo it because you're a shithead.
Oh, or you didn't put your thing on silent.
Nah. I saw it ringing. All right, I'm going to call you back.
Oh, all right, all right, come back.
All right.
Rook, welcome to the Mike Squires and Friends podcast, dude.
Thank you. What's up, man?
How's everything been?
Good, you know. Just been back and forth, you know, working, you know, staying in the matrix, trying to get out of it when I can.
Yeah, for people who, you know, I gave you an intro, but for people who may have never heard of you before, how would you describe yourself to somebody?
Like as a person or
Career-wise,
like for what I do?
As a person, we can assume that you're a good person, right?
I was about to say, like, that's a very broad.
But like more like career-wise, like what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I direct music videos and I do music. I mean, at the base of it, you know, a lot of other random side missions, adventures, but.
Speaking of the base, pause. Let's talk about your childhood, dude. What was it like growing up as Rook?
It was dope. I mean, I kind of like, I moved around a lot all through CT. My dad was starting his painting company. My mom had like jobs at like, she worked for the city of Bridgeport. She worked for, she was a secretary at a high school in Bridgeport. You know, I lived in like New Haven as a kid for a little bit, then in Milford, then I went to high school in North Haven. But, you know, I was an outside kid. Get home, go out, ride bikes, make jumps, you know what I mean? Fuck around. Now let's play basketball, you know, regular neighborhood shit.
Yeah. At what point do you pick up the camera?
Ironically, like always, like my mom always had the VHS camera like kind of bouncing around in the crib. So like that was always around, and then I was probably like 8, 9 years old. We were filming little videos of ourselves like jumping bikes, and then it turned into more like skate videos, bike videos, like stuff like that. And then it just kind of like kept going, obviously into a lot of different phases, but honestly since, forever.
So you got into video before you got into music.
It's so weird because it kind of happened at the same time when they both like clicked as something I wanted to do. But I was definitely, I guess, more like drawn towards like the camera and like video stuff like earlier on. But like around college was when they both kind of like happened at the same time.
No, I definitely can relate to that sentiment too. What was one of the first projects that you worked on as an artist?
As a
recording artist,
music artist. It was college, like Asher Roth era was like just kind of like starting to be a thing. Drake was coming out, Wiz was coming out, and I just like made a song for fun in the dorm type deal, and like it just kind of like, I won't say blew up, but like it got really popular like in my school and in my like area of schools. Like they would play it out at the bars, they would play it at parties, and like I didn't even have a name at that point. So that was probably like the first thing where it was like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
yeah. What ended up happening with Big Moon Records?
that was in after that song or whatever, I just started like getting random calls from people, and that was one of them where it was like we went to the office and like met this random like Latin like record company that like liked the song, and they could do this and that, and nothing ever ended up happening of it, but it was funny.
How would you describe that summer? Would you describe it?
A lot of that summer was, what year was that? It was a lot of partying.
Would you describe it as never ending?
That was later down the line, but I'll give it to you. That was when I like actually signed. Like that song came out, whatever, and then that led to a few things, and then it was like I ended up ultimately signing with like an independent record label that was like in Florida, and it wasn't really a record label at the time. It was basically like a few people that like had some experience in the music industry and a crazy bag, and they were just like, yo, like, we'll sign you, and like we'll get you a house, and you can stay in it, and you can record, and you can basically just do your thing. I was like, I was in college, I was like, sweet, yeah, like signed like a horrible 720 deal, like, you know what I mean? It was awful.
Looped around twice, dude.
Oh, it was awful, like, and but yeah, so that was like, I had no idea about anything at that. My dad's a painter, you know what I mean? Like I was just like, yeah, like.
What's something that you learned from that experience?
I mean, I think I just learned that, like, I like having control of my shit, Like, it was cool. I was 20, you know what I mean? Like, and then it got more into it, and I was like, like, I like having my own money. Like, I don't like just having money to do, like, it would be like if I had a video, it was like, cool, I'd have money to go get, like, they'd pay for the clothes. Like, they'd get the stuff we needed for the video. They'd do that. But it was like, if I just wanted to go do some shit, it was like, damn, like, I don't really have money, like, and then it would just be like, then as I started getting more into the music, then it was like, you start having creative disagreements, and, oh, no, we're not going to do this, we're going to do it like this, and then I didn't really like that. Like, I'm still working on, like authority isn't good for me. Like, I like...
You want to do what you want.
Yeah, and so I just started, like, seeing things, and then became friction, and then it was just like, all right, yeah, I need to, like, get out of this situation.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of back, how did we meet, dude? I know it was probably through Lecter, right? It had to be.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because you shot a video with him where he was, like a body bag and a thing.
Like SoulCon, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think it was, like, because that... It was right around that time, like, that I moved back home. All that went to shit in Florida, and, like, my life fell apart, and, like, I just fell flat on my face and, like, was just fucked in every way. So I had to move back home and, like, start working for my dad, painting, and, like, figure out what I was going to do, like, with my life. But that was 2000 and like end of 2012.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that was like my cousin RJ, he went to high school with Lek. And so when I first got back, I was like, yo, I need like to find people to shoot with. And he was just like, yo, this dude Lecter's dope and like da-da-da. And so I linked with him. And then I think you had just shot the video before the one that I shot.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was the first time I heard of you ever, dude.
On that Lecter video.
Correct,
That's
yeah.
funny. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, no, Lek was cool. And then I was recording all my music at his studio too at that time. Like me and him were, yeah.
I had him on the podcast too, and we kind of talk about like trading off too. Is that like something you guys were trading off back in the day?
Yeah, I think we were trading probably studio time for videos. I've traded videos for anything you could think of.
And there's a lot of value in that for anybody listening too, because, you know, if you have a skill that you can offer somebody, sometimes that's even more valuable than a dollar amount because they need to get something done.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, most of the time, it's a great deal for the other person. Like, especially if I'm trading somebody for a verse, it's like, you know, like I know I'm getting a great verse from them and, you know, however it works out, you know, with Spotify and all that, like it's great, but, you know, like they're getting a whole free music video from me. Like I've got to, you know, it's like a lot of hours of time. So usually they're like making out good. And, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so then you were in Connecticut for a second doing videos, because I know eventually you make the leap to LA.
Yeah, that was far down the road.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about what's going on in Connecticut for those years, and then I want to talk about that, because I know you have kind of a crazy story with your leap to LA.
Yeah, like, so, yeah, I got to CT. I didn't, you know, I was just basically starting completely from scratch. Like, all the shit that I had done in Florida was, like, wasn't useless, but it kind of was. Like, you know, I didn't build enough of a thing to where it was, like, it was popping for me, like, there. You know what I mean? Like, I was building there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I could get shows there. I had like some fans there, but it didn't really translate.
The biggest thing you took away was
yet.
more like a lesson.
Yeah, exactly. So I got home. I was working for my dad, like just painting. Like I was borrowing my sister's car. I was like living with my uncle. I was just trying to like. That was definitely like one of the lowest points ever. You know, like it was one of those times where it was like, I don't think I'm depressed, but like I might be depressed.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, like, because it was worse because with the way it all happened in Florida, like, I didn't really tell anybody I was leaving. So it was, like, I'm just, like, sitting in Derby. Like, that's where my uncle lived, and I was too embarrassed to move back home with my parents. So I, like, just, like, rented a room from him. But, like, I was just in, like, Derby. Like, it was winter, Connecticut. Like, I'm just, like, waking up at 5 in the morning to go paint, just, like, getting texts from people like, yo, like, you coming like you coming to such and such this weekend? Like, yo, what are you doing? I'm gonna come pull up to the studio, and I'm just like, fuck, like this sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, got through that kind of like, you know, rough patch of just like, all right, what am I gonna do? What do I want to do? Like how, you know, and I kind of just at that point figured out like, I'm gonna keep making music, but I'm gonna basically like put the music shit on hold. I'm gonna like jump into doing this video shit so I can like make money, but still stay, you know, in the industry and be around the people and be around the shit that's still helpful to me.
Yeah.
And then if the time comes, like, cool, I'll bring, you know what I mean? I'll bring like the music back into the fold. But yeah, at that point it was just like, bro, just hitting random people, you know, just trying to like get videos. I was doing birthdays, weddings, like I was just trying to do whatever I could with a camera to like, you know, to make some bread. And then it just slowly built. And going to New York was big for me too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to pull back to Florida because like what ended up happening on the end where you just had to like book it and leave?
It just started getting a lot of disagreements with them and just a lot of like, there was just a lot of friction and I was just starting to be like, damn. And I was down there like basically dolo. Like my cousin was living with me for a little bit, but then he moved. So I was really down there like no family, no like real support. It was just me against them. And it, like, that's how it felt at that time. And it was kind of like, damn, like.
Nothing was happening basically.
It was progressing, but it was kind of hitting like a little bit of a like, all right, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing next? Like, I want to go do this and I want to go do that. And then I just got to a point where like, I just started seeing like the writing on the wall, and I was like, I don't think this is gonna like be a thing. And I just like was kind of like, yo, I'm gonna go back home, like visit family, you know, blah 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 blah. Like then we'll come back, we'll get back to it for the holidays, and I just packed all my shit and like
Never turned back.
Yeah, they were just like, yo, what the fuck? 'Cause I took all the hard drives with the music and shit. I took like 7,000 hard copies of CDs that they pressed up. Like I just took everything and was like, yo, I'm out. Like, and then, you know, just worked out.
Sometimes you just need a fresh start though.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, it just hit a point where it was like impersonal. I had mad personal shit going on down there that I was just like, yeah, I just gotta like
separate.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
So you're back home, you're stacking bread off of whatever video gigs you can get. When do you finally build up and get to the point where you're like, oh, maybe I should move to LA and actually make the leap?
That wasn't for a minute. I mean, it took me 2013 to 2020 to, you know, so that was a long time of like just grinding, you know what I mean? But I think for me, I really should have did it around like 2018. I feel like it would have been like, I think better for me to just do it then. But I mean, I just got to a point in CT where like, I just kind of felt like I got to a point where I realized that there was nobody I could go to for like, if I had questions about certain things. Like I was
you were the guy.
Top of the, you know what I mean? Like, not that that's a big thing, but it was like, I was the biggest.
You felt like you were plateauing.
Person. I'm like, okay, I can't really, like, I was doing a lot in New York too, but even New York doesn't really have like a whole lot going on. Like, and I was working with like a lot of the big artists there. But it was really just a pandemic hit, and then that's what like put me over the edge. I was just sitting in my like condo in Milford, and I was just like looking out the window, and I was just like, man, fuck this. Like,
March is a rough month too up here. It's like all
and my
slush.
birthday's April, and I was just like I'm like looking in LA, and like I'm just seeing all, because at this point I had known people in LA, so I could see, like, I was tapped into what was like, who was working on what, and da-da-da, and I was just like, I just got on my computer, I shot out emails to like all the like top 3 to 4 like bigger production companies that do music videos that I knew about, and I was just like, yo, you know what I mean, sent them my stuff, and like 3 of them hit me back, 2 of them hit me back, and were like, yo, yeah, no, we seen your shit, it's dope, like, da-da-da-da, you know, like, if you're ever in town, like, hit me for a meeting. And I was just like, bet. And I just like booked the Airbnb for a month and just flew out there and just like waited, honestly, for like a month. It took like a month for them to like, for me to really actually even get like the meeting. But like the first meeting I went to was like, wasn't even a meeting. They were just having like a cookout. And they're like, yo, just come. It was Blank Square.
I was going to ask about Blank Square.
Yeah, and like they were just like, yo, come pull up to this cookout. And I just went, vibes with them, and like we just all kind of like caught a vibe. And then the next like day they were like, yo, come to you know, the spot or whatever, see. And like I edited a Chief Keef video and like just never just went back.
Yeah.
Like I just kept booking B&Bs for like another month. And I did that for like 4 or 5 months, and I was like, all right, now I'm just wasting money, because I was like doing that while keeping my crib in Connecticut. Had to buy all new clothes. I was getting, you know, renting cars. Like, it was just like, all right, yeah, I should just move here.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about like those cold emails, because I think a lot of people might not do that and realize what doors can get open for them. You know what I mean? You said you only sent out a couple, but it's like, of the couple you sent, and plus you already had like the track record and resume.
I think that I was obviously, I feel like a bigger, you know, reason they did it. Look, anything can happen. I mean, I agree. I mean, it's always worth shooting your shot, because at the end of the day, if they click the link and you have dope shit, it's like. But I think I had built up enough on the East Coast and in the South and like other areas, and just had enough work for them to be like, all right, yeah, like we've seen something you've done before, like, cool.
Yeah. And so I want to start getting into some of your shoots, dude. I want to like talk about some of the fun and shenanigans that happened.
Wait, did you
talk to
build
me.
up your shit more in CT first, or were
Like
you
my music video stuff?
Yeah, or like were you working like, did you go like out of
There's a
town?
couple. It really depends. So for my music stuff, probably Connecticut was like big here, because that like my first video with $1 million was with Wit, and that's a Connecticut artist. But then
yeah, see, you caught weird, like you caught good, not weird, but you just caught good.
it was like a good wave of artists.
Yeah, that's super helpful.
When I got on tour, my first like big tour really was with Watsky. You know what I mean?
Where's he from?
He's from San Fran originally. but he lives in LA.
He found out about you through Wit? Or?
Yes, because Wit opened up for Watsky.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? So then I ended up getting the bus tour with Watsky
and the wheel turns.
Growing with them. But then after I toured with Watsky, then Webb was like, yo, what? Like, come tour with me. You know what I mean? So that's like, I ended up, like, that's how that, but I was already shooting like music videos with like, but you know what? I never really saw myself as like a touring guy. And maybe we could talk to that a little bit before we get into.
I hate that.
You know what I mean? But like, there's something to be said about touring, dude. There's like, the consistency is nice. The hang, honestly, and this is what I talked to Webb about this recently. The hang is what I value the most about
the hang?
tour. I don't know what you value.
Fuck hanging, man.
But
it's I get it, like the camaraderie and like the you get memories and
I need the hang though for like my because
for your well-being.
Yeah, for my well-being because you know like how you described earlier of you looking out the window in March. That's like me when I'm not on tour. You know what I mean? I'm just like
that started to be a thing for me too, like the seasonal depression thing. Like,
bro, it's tough.
That was like, cause that was what I started doing first. Was like. I couldn't take the winters anymore. Like creatively, it just killed my soul and made me just like die inside. And it just like, so I just started booking. Like what I would do is just like all year I would tell people like, yo, in January and February I'm gonna be in Florida. So just like let's book a shoot like there. Like let's do that video, but let's do it in Miami. Like Webb came down there twice. I would just book. So like when it came to a point like 2017, 18, like I was just like. I would book an Airbnb for 2 months in Florida and just go down there because I'm like, yo, I can't. February, I can't do it.
Bro, it's so smart too because people's motivation to even shoot videos in the cold up here. It's cold.
Yeah.
It like looks terrible compared to like a nice.
You know, you get those ones every once in a while. Like, where it's like, oh, it's cool snow. Like, it's a cool vibe.
For sure, but like not most
shoots
of them.
get canceled. I mean, that's also when I got to LA, I realized like, oh.
This is why
this is Hollywood. Like you never have to worry about weather ever. Like you only have to worry if it's like a little gloomy or sunny. Like
So when you made that leap, you know, what was one of the first memorable shoots that you did?
Man, I can't lie. Like coming from a small town, like when I got there, like as corny as it seems, because I was already like older at this time, but like everything kind of just like blew my mind. Like I just relearned. Everything I thought I kind of knew, I just like got out there and I was like, what? People are getting paid $100,000 for a music video? Like I know they weren't getting paid that, but like that was the budget or like, damn, this is how you do this? Like they have people editing the video on set so they can turn it around the next day. Like that's crazy. Like, you know, like I was just learning, but like, I mean, there was so much crazy shit, bro. The first day I got out there, they gave me this Chief Keef video. They were like, yo, this Chief Keef video is for a Mike Will Made It album. And they were like, yo, I'm like, all right, yeah, I can edit it. And they were like, but we need it today. And I was like, huh, okay, like biggest video ever. You need it now. Like, so I'm like, I'm editing it. At the time they had a house. I'm just like in the garage, like chopping it up. And like Edgar comes in and he's like, yo, Mike Will Made It's about to pull up. Like, you got the video edited? And I was like, should like somebody review this or like look at it? Like nobody's took a look at it. And like he just like brings Mike Will Made It into the garage. I'm just there and he's like, yo, this is Rook. Like, yo, he killed the edit. Yo, play it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and he's like, yeah, dope, good shit, bro. And then just like they walked inside and kept talking. And I was just like, okay. And then like for that little period, I started editing. I edited like this huge little baby video. I edited like a bunch of stuff. But then the first, man, I can't remember. There was a lot, man. Like they were doing a lot. Like I was going to Russ shoots. I was Chris Brown. Like I was just pulling up to whatever I could that they had. And I was just like, whoa, okay, this is it. And then the first big one I think I did was like that. I kind of got thrown in the fire. Like it was Sweetie. It was a Mozzie record. It was Mozzie featuring Sweetie, 2 Chainz, and YG.
Insane lineup, dude.
And it was just like, bam. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was a huge, you know, big like budget, a lot of moving parts. You got 4 different artists, 4 trailers, all their managers, all the labels, all the thing. And I'm just like, all right, let's fucking do it. Like at that time I was like, I felt good like about it, but but it was still like, okay.
It seemed like they gave you a little bit of a crash course too with some of those edits to show that like you could like be reliable.
Yeah, I think that was like the little bit of push I needed because it was like also, you know, I'm editing it and I'm kind of like I might be looking at like 2 clips like this one. And he's like, bro, just pick one. Like I'm like, all right, but what about this? He's like, it doesn't, bro. Just pick what you feel and just move on. Like you got to get it done. And it was like, okay, and like it ended up being okay, you know. So they gave me like the push, and then like it was like ninja training for like a few months, and then. You know, I felt like, all right, I'm always still learning, obviously, but yeah, those like, there was a lot, but it was good because the way my grind happened, like I did everything, you know what I mean? Like I did $100 videos, I did $200 videos, I did 3, 5. First time I got 1,000, I was like, oh, you know, 2,000, 3,000. Like I went all the way up and I dealt with every problem, every type of personality that you could deal with. So when I got there, it was like, I had to learn, but like I had the like, you know, the tools to do it.
Yeah. What was the biggest budget you ever got for a video?
Maybe like 90,000, something like that. Yeah, like 100.
Which video was that for?
That Sweetie one was big, and then there was a couple others like in that range, you know what I mean? 70, 80 overages, you know, it pushes it up. But yeah, that one just specifically I remember because I was looking at the, you know, like when they sent me like, all right, this is the breakdown of what, and I'm just like, damn, okay.
How do you feel when you get a budget like that? Like, especially when you're just starting, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, keep in mind, you know, like I think you have to remember there's teams that do all this too. So it's like they have their producers. You know, that's how I would prefer. I like the bigger budgets are scary because nowadays like the labels and everybody, they're expecting a lot for those numbers. Like they're always expecting more than, you know what I mean? So now you just have more money that you have to like, you know what I mean? Just juggle and get things done and whatever. But you know, they have, you know, you have producer, you have a full team. It's not like I'm just sitting there getting the money to my account and having to be like, you know, you have a full team of people surrounding you. So it's kind of nice in a sense too, because you can just direct. It's just a lot of decision making. Yo, which wardrobe you want to go with? Yo, which models you want to pick? Yo, which location are you thinking? We got to go look at the locations. Yo, these are the lighting patterns we're thinking. Like, you just got to be able to like that one. Yeah, that like.
Yeah, being decisive, I feel like is an important trait of just not even just being a director, but just like in any type of career, you know, because sometimes people just get caught up in like making the decision when like they could just make the decision and keep it pushing. And
yeah, I think a good way, like how I go about it, and like I don't know who I heard say this, but it's just kind of like. It's the same way I go about making music, but it's like, this doesn't go for everything because some decisions do require, you know, a little more time and care. But for the most part, when it comes to creatively or on set or in the studio, like, it's kind of like the years you spent building yourself and the tools you spent and the things you've, like, intook from other things and creative inspo and what you're into and all these things, like, all that leads to, like, whatever you feel in that moment is the best decision, then that's what all of that was an accumulation of, you know what I mean? Instead of like trying to go and rack your brain about it, it's like, what do you feel is the best one? You know what I mean? Like there's no wrong answer a lot of times, you know, like
just whatever you're feeling at the time.
Yeah, like it's just whatever you think is the best, you know what I mean? And all that plays into is like what you've watched, what you listen to, what your taste is, you know, and like that's when you start getting higher and higher up, like that's what people are hiring you for, not because you know how to like use a camera, you know what I mean? It's like your taste, your creativity, like your other things that like other people just wouldn't be able to do unless they were you.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Earlier you kind of touched on it a little bit, but like what are one of the biggest issues you've had on a video shoot?
I think, you know, honestly, if you don't love doing it, I mean, you can obviously know too. It's just kind of like, I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but it's just like kind of everything feels like it goes wrong. You know what I mean? Like on a shoot, like some do go smooth, but there's just issues kind of at every corner. You know what I mean? Because usually you're under budgeted. Usually the artist is running late. Usually the artist doesn't like every single thing that's happening that day. Usually, you know, like there's just a lot of elements. It's not just like me with a camera and an artist and we go out and we just like shoot some shit. Like with Webb, sometimes it is, you know what I mean? And other artists that's like, I'll still do that with. But a lot of it is challenges from the label, whatever they have in mind as what they want as a final product. If there's brands involved that need to be incorporated into the video, like, and then a lot of it is just the artist. Like, are they there on time? You know, do they get there and just be like, actually, I don't like this scene. Let's change it. It's like, we spent hours, like, you know what I mean? Coming up with this, like, or I've had artists show up and be like, I never even saw the treatment. Like, it's like, why the fuck did we do 30 Zoom calls then? Like, and you had no idea what was going on. Like, what? Like, so, I mean, I think that's, like, it's different every time, though. We just shot this one in the desert. It was 115 degrees. Like, the crew wanted to kill me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, we thought we had enough water and we ran out of water in, like, the first hour. We were just like, whoa. Okay. Like, like, there's just... You have to be able to just, like, be like, okay, cool. That just happened. Let's do XYZ to fix that, and then let's, like, move to this next, you know?
Do you have a funny story from, like, a specific video on set that you could tell that just was, you can't believe you got through it looking back on it?
I feel like that about every shoot, bro.
Well, tell me a story, dude.
The big ones especially, I feel like that every time. Like, I was like, okay, we got a video. Like,
well, what was one of the bigger videos you worked on?
Oh, just a funny story?
Yeah, because I know there's a million. I feel
there's
like
so many, bro. Man. Well, pick your poison. Like, what type of story do you want to hear? Like artist related, like something going bad, like something
let's start at artist related, and then we'll see where that takes us.
Man, French has a lot of, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a good, like, Mopstick. There was, like, it's just like every one there's one. I don't know if this is necessarily like, but Mopstick was just funny because we were shooting Mopstick with him and Kodak. We shot French scenes, everything was fine, and then we're just like sitting there waiting on Kodak, and we're just like, okay, hopefully, like, this is in Florida, like, hopefully, you know what I mean? He gets here, and then we're just, like, waiting, and the sun, I'm just watching the sun just, like, go and go, and we're, like, in the middle of the Everglades, like, oh, this won't be good if he doesn't show up. There's no lights here, no power. And he gets there, like, right as like, the sun is, like, we have an opportunity to maybe get 2 shots. Right, so now I have a whole video mapped out, like, for him. Like, his is a big part. He's on the hook, like. So I have all these scenes and stuff. Get the zoom lens and get you over here and get you with the thing. And so it's like all that has to go out the window, and I just have to pick, like, 2 things before it gets dark. And he, like, it was just, one thing was funny because he got there and he's, like, trying to chill, and French is like, yo, bro, we got to get on the boat. Like, and then, like, he, like, comes to the thing and he's like, he, like, had Sperry's on and shit, and he was like, oh, I thought we were, like, going on, like, a boat, like, and he's, like, looking mad apprehensive to the situation. It's like, no, it's gonna be dope. Like, he's like getting on, like, yo, all right, yeah, like, let's roll it. Like, and we just, like, pull off in the airboats. He's like,
you're just there trying to make Kodak comfortable.
Yeah,
dude.
like, all his
You're
people
like,
are just, like, at the shore, like, wait, maybe, I don't know if this was good. Like,
so you basically kidnapped Kodak on
like,
an airboat?
Let me know here, like, there's girls, look, like, this is dope, like,
this is what you want to do.
Yeah, and we just start shooting. Like, I got, like, 2 shots. We pulled up to, like, this dock. We let him, like, hold, like, a baby alligator, and now
I
it's
do
like,
remember the baby alligator.
it's like nighttime, and, like, these bugs that are, like, hitting us in the face on the way back on the thing are just like. And then, like, we didn't have enough shots. I only had 2 shots. So I'm like, yo, I only have 2 shots of Kodak. Like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, let's just go to my hood. So I'm like, Okay, one of the dangerous, like, most dangerous hoods, ever. Like, cool, we'll just go at like 2 a.m. Yeah, it'll be great. Like, so we go there. We felt like we just like have to freestyle a bunch of scenes in front of like in his neighborhood in front of this Chinese restaurant. He keeps repeatedly like making me get this shot of him where he's just like stomping on an egg roll. It's like 3 a.m. and I'm just filming the ground while he's just like crushing an egg roll. He's like, no, I don't think. Let me get another one. And like, I think we got it. Like no. Let me just make sure. Because in the hook he says something about an egg roll. And
Make sure you got it, dude.
Frankie's just looking like laughing like. Yeah, get it. He's like taking photos of me and shit.
Yeah, dude.
But like, man, if I think of one during this, I'll double back because there's so many.
The egg roll kind of brings me into another good point where it's like, how do you balance, your creative direction with the artist's creative direction?
I mean, I think you got to build the trust with an artist for them to like let you even have creative direction. Like. But I think it's just like building that trust with them. And it depends on the type of artist. Some artists are more like, let's do it, whatever you think. And then some artists have like specific things that they wanna get. But I know for me, it's kind of like I'm like a hybrid because I am an artist too, and so I get it. You know what I mean? Like technically. Like artists can think of whack ideas, like that's a thing. But also, it's also like they're the artist. They know their fans. They know what they want. It's them on camera ultimately. So if I force you to do some shit and then it doesn't come out the way you like it or it doesn't translate, then it's kind of like I fucked up.
Yeah, it lands on you.
You know what I mean? But if it works, great, which has also happened. But so I just try to take it by case, have a balance, like. I come with ideas, and then when they have ideas, it's kind of like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Once you get on set, it's tough. Like, I don't want to be a dick and be like, nah, that's whack, bro. Like, in front of people. So most of the times I'll just be like, yeah, let's try it. I'm never going to use this. Like, you know what I mean? But other times I do shit, I'm like, oh, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think an important thing, too, is, like, maintaining the vibe on set, you know? So I think that's
especially
smart.
with big artists. They can, like, turn very, very fast. Like...
A video that I know that you co-directed a video with Amber Rose.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the story? Can you tell me a story from on set about that video?
There's 2 videos I actually did with her. It was a 2-pack. It was so in one of them we had to like we did like wire work where she was like suspended from wires, and like. Man, I was nervous. I didn't know how I was gonna go, but like she kind of wanted to do it, so I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and like we had all the right, professional shit to do it. But it like I just one scene like she was up there like hanging by the wires, and it's not very comfortable. Like you know what I mean? You're being suspended by like you're not in a great spot. So she's just like up there. She's got these like. She wanted to have these like all blackout lens contacts in so she could barely see anything. There's like fucking smoke machine going. We're like spinning her and then like the song's playing. She's like rapping the song and then people are like, yeah, yo, dude, try this. Like do it like this. And she just started like crying and broke down. Like she was like, take me down. Like, and I felt it. I was just like, whoa, yeah, that was a lot going on at once. Like, and we like brought her down, and she just like she got off. She was just like, she went into like her dressing room for a second, and she came back. She was like, all right, let's do this. Because the next shot was like, we had to flip her upside down on the wire. So I was like, yeah, we're definitely not doing that shot. Like, let's. And she came out. She's like, no, I want to do it. Fuck it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and she like trooped it out. I felt her. Like, but I was just like, is Amber Rose about to like kill me? Like this might not be good. But other than that, no, she was cool. Like she had most of the ideas for her videos. So I just kind of, like added my little, sauce here and there.
Yeah.
Where I could.
Has there been a video too where you had like your whole plan and it just got flipped upside down?
Oh yeah. Lots of times.
Is there one that comes to mind?
There's a bunch. I mean, one would be probably the Spot 'em Got 'em video.
Is that the one with Tori?
Yeah, that was probably like
You know what? Now that you're bringing this up and we're like making eye contact talking about this, I had like a vision of Frankie sitting in the exact same spot saying that you have a story about this shoot that he was like, Rook needs to tell this story.
Yeah, that I mean, definitely the first one. Definitely the first one that comes to mind. Like,
what happened, dude?
The wound is still, still.
Maybe it's therapeutic talking about it.
Could
be.
Could be. Man, we wrote a treatment. We sent it. They approved it. They sent the budget money. So we went forward with doing all the things that would need to be done for, like getting all the scenes. It was pretty basic. I think it was like a hotel room shot, a house scene, and I don't remember what the other stuff was, but I remember those first two. We get to the hotel, we set up lighting, we got the crew, we do everything. We ran into a little thing at the hotel because we booked the hotel, but then we didn't like book it with the right person, so they came out and were like, we don't know anything about this. Like, why the fuck are you guys setting up lights? So that, like, diffuse that, and then it was like, cool. And then we're just waiting. Spot him just never showed up. Never heard from his people. So I'm just like, okay, not a good start. I guess we'll just kill this whole intro. So we just like kill the intro, kill the first scene. The second scene was really supposed to be Tori's solo scene, which was going to be like a group scene for them and a solo scene for Tori. Get to the second location. Nobody's there. Tori's doesn't come. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. Like, this is now like, all right. Spotham shows up there. Wasn't supposed to be there. So he gets there, he's like around, he's like, what the fuck is this? Like, because it was like this random little house that we like, it was a vision for what we specifically had planned. And it was just like, he's just like, what is this? Like, I don't like this house. Like, and I was like, yeah, like the treatment and things. Like, I didn't see the fucking treatment. Like, I was just like, okay. All right. Well, so this was the idea. He's like, I don't like that. So I was just like, okay. And then he just like goes in like one of the bedrooms of the house that we had as like and just goes in there and just like doesn't come out. So we're like extending like the location. We're like talking to him. I'm like trying to talk to like his people. Like, yo, well, this is the whole idea. We've been planning for this. Like, and they're just like, yo, yeah, nah, we're gonna slide. They just left. So now I'm just like, okay. I don't know what to do. So now I'm starting to like borderline. I'm usually good with just like, let's work this out. Let's figure this out.
But if no one's there.
Then it just started to become like frustration and anger because it was just like, bro, no, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, what are we doing here? So now I'm like calling the label, I'm calling the management, like, and so now they're like, oh shit, okay, we didn't kind of know this was all happening, but we're trying to like put it together and da-da-da-da, and like, yo, Tori's about to go jewelry shopping, so like maybe we just meet him at the jewelry store and just like figure something out there. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, figure what out? Like, and then like, so we go to the jewelry store, like, the mental gymnastics at this point too, because it was like I had been planning a treatment and a shot list for like weeks, and then to just like reprogram my whole, you know what I mean, like delete all that, and now like, oh, try to do something cool. We like get to the jewelry store, and it's just like him, Tori, all their friends, and they're just like, yeah, let's just shoot. I'm just like it was just like, I was like super close to just being like, fuck this. Like, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel the tension as you're I feel the pain. I feel the tension as you tell the
story. Like, I was about to just be like, man, I don't deserve this. Like, I really don't deserve this shit. Like, I thought I've got further than this.
You're about to Amber Rose and cry, dude.
Yeah, and then it was just like to add salt on the wound, it was like they just had the best time in the world shooting that video. Like, they loved it.
They had such a good time, and
they were just like finding all these things that they wanted to shoot, and like the like owner of the jewelry store had like a safe, and Spotham got him a small dude. And he's like, I'll just come out of the safe, like, and it's just like random like shit like that. That was just like, I hate everybody. Like, I hate this. I hate and I was so distraught after that shoot. Like, Frankie was there. Like, I did not have fun. Like, it just made it worse because everybody else was having such a great time.
But yeah, you had a vision that you really wanted to make happen, and the opposite happened, you know?
And like, I went through a phase for like an hour where I was just like, is this shit worth it? Like, I was so mad, but then like I kind of had to like talking about it's making me angry, but like I had to like reshift though, and like just be like, that was when I kind of realized like, yo, I had looked at all his YouTube videos and they were all the same. You know what I mean? And they were all just like running gun videos. And it's like, what made me think, you know what I'm saying, that I was going to come and be like, no, I'm going to do some dope shit with a treatment and like da-da-da-da. And it was like, when I shot the video, I was like, this is why. Like, you got to look at the writing on the wall and use common sense. Like, so that taught me a lesson of just like, don't try to fit a circle peg in a square hole. You know what I mean? Like, if it is what it is, then just accept that it's just going to be like a running gun, go out there, have fun, hang out with the artist, shoot some cool shots, take some photos, and just like, don't fucking stress yourself out. Like, just have fun and let it be if that's what you know what I mean? But you got to, just know that going into it. Like, I should have just done that from the top. Because honestly, I could have just kept the bread. Like, I, fucked myself because, I tried to, use it to do a treatment and all this shit. And it's like, I could have just kept the bread and been like, yo, let's just get a warehouse.
Yeah, dude. But
yo, let's just get a crib and invite some girls. And they would have been like, yeah, sick.
Spose said it best, dude. No lesson better learned than when you personally get burned, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know what? I want to kind of relieve you. I kind of want to I want to relieve you of this story, and I want to talk to you about a very iconic video that
I'm getting a headache, actually.
Oh no, dude! From the story,
they're like, baby, brought me back to South Florida.
The fucking vein is just a little too tight on the forehead, dude. No, let's talk about an iconic video, dude. I want to talk to you about the DMX video because obviously DMX had passed when you did that video.
Yeah.
How is it when you have to honor an artist, and their legacy? Because, I know from having Webby on the pod and just having him as a friend that was DMX's last verse that he ever tracked, So you're the guy who directed the video for that, So it's like, how do you do something like that properly?
It's crazy because it's happened a lot recently. I've done that for a lot of artists now. I try not to think about it too much because I don't know, I just, what can you do? You do the best you could do. So it's like, I think for me, it's more just like, as long as their people like it and they're on board with it, then I'm good, that's more so, I make I'm just the type of person, I'm gonna just shoot ideas out there and, they might be like, fuck no. Or they might be like, yeah, this is dope. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it's more just about bouncing the ideas with their people. And then if their people sign off on it, it's like, all right, cool. I did a King Von video, and it's like, if his mom is good with it and his people, then it's kind of like, all right, we're good. You know what I mean? I don't really have anybody else that I can feel bad about, I didn't do it right. But with that one, yeah, I mean, I just thought that was a sick idea,
The video came together great,
it just made sense, and we were planning a video, which was crazy. We were planning to do the regular video, was in motion.
No, I did hear about that. I think Webby brought that up.
Yeah, and I think with that, it was just, I just thought that would be cool, something different, and everybody involved was into it, so it was just like, yo, yeah, fuck it, let's run it. But I try not to, put too much of that weight because it can you just always got to remember when people are hiring you or you're end up in that position, it's they are there for a reason. So it's and people are gonna want your what you think. So it's I'm gonna just give you what my idea is. No,
that's super fair, dude. And I think you're right to think that too. If you're there in the first place, there's a reason why you're there.
Yeah. You never did anything?
For somebody who,
Passed or in jail. I've done a lot of those too.
I saw you did Melly.
Yeah, I just did his whole like album.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was dope. Super dope. There's one that still has to come out, which I'm like excited about. But yeah, I mean, they seem to be doing good.
Yeah, I've never done a video for an artist that had passed before, but I've done videos with artists who have passed.
Oh, after?
Yeah, and I know that we worked on one too together. Like I did some effects for the Jay Grams one.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Yeah, I did a song with him too recently, and that was sad, man. That's sad. A lot of people though. A lot of people.
It's tough, dude, and like, do you think it has to do with like the artist lifestyle? Like,
I think it has to do. I mean, I think it's a mixture, right? Like, but I think a big portion of it is, I don't know. I think it's more so like comparing yourself or like looking at yourself in relation to where other people are at. Like, honestly, with him, I can't honestly say because I never heard this from him. But I just feel like it has to do a lot with that, like it's like a career can just go and then you have these dips where you're just so low and you feel like everybody else is ahead of you and is where like you should be and doing shit that, you know what I mean? And like that shit can weigh on you. And especially if you go to lean on certain things for that, you know what I mean? Like, it can be a bad combination, but we all go through it.
No, I was gonna say that, dude.
I mean, I'm 35, you know what I mean? Like, I can always look at somebody else and be like, damn, they're 22. Like, look at the shit they're doing. Like, look at this director. He just did his second video. It's a huge video. It took me 400 videos to get to that point, but I think it just, I think it comes with the older you get or just the more experience you have. You start to just, at the end of the day, you got to run your own race. You know what I mean? You can't really, because you just never know how shit is going to end up. You know what I mean? You just never know. Like, somebody could get a #1 hit and
things change so fast.
And that could change within the course of a year. And then the person that was grinding has a steadier base, and they end up going further, or being up in that huge spotlight can like affect your like mental health. It can fuck up your family. It can like make you maybe make decisions that you wouldn't have made like in the public eye. Like, there's so many things,
variables,
that go into it. But like, and, like, that's gotta be, I mean, one of the, toughest parts about just doing, what we do,
Yeah, and I try to approach things too where it's like me versus me, right? Like, I'm only in contest with yourself. But what happens when you're doing worse than you've previously done? You know what I mean? It's tricky.
Well, what's worse? Less numbers?
I don't know.
Like I think there's a lot of different, at least for me, there's a lot of different angles that I look at shit where it's like, for instance, I was talking to somebody about shows, right? When I first started going on the web tours, performing, it was all about like, put your hands up, like yell, do this, jump, scream, you know what I mean? And then now I've kind of come to think that like, that's like, it looks better for the clips. It feels better. You know what I mean? When people are like, going crazy, but like now it's like, I kind of almost have realized that like it's actually can be more distracting to like the fans where they're not actually receiving the music you're performing. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to get them to do so much shit that it's like now I kind of like I go out there. I do some fan stuff, but like I mostly just go out there. I focus more on like not yelling, saying the records like how they are on the record.
So they can build a relationship with the song.
Yeah, and just like performing it better, like my vocal, like actually trying to hit the certain things, how it sounds on the CD. You know what I mean? Like, and then like actually just like letting people just hear the song. Like, I know they might not know the song, so it's like, let me just perform it and let you hear it. Like, and I've like realized like I might go through my whole set and people aren't like going crazy, but I'll get way more people that come to the merch booth or like, yo, bro, like,
because they might
that
be
third
able to
song you did, bro, like, yo, I heard what you were like, I feel you, like, And it was like, all right, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's things like that where it's like a song might not do many numbers, but it might be one of those impactful songs in your catalog that like people love you for, or like it's a reason why people get you tatted or buy your shit, where it's like this song might just have done better because it had a feature, or it just was like a more catchier song, you know? So
No, I think there's a lot of value in what you're saying too. And it's like, you know, just because, especially with like shows and stuff, right? Like you don't need those big reactions if there's some people that are like really connecting with what you're saying. And it's like, you know, they become someone who like becomes a fan and, you know, supporter because you were able to like actually get your message across versus just like a good time.
Yeah, no, I think I made a shift in my just music and approach overall. You know, after kind of like really being in the game and seeing a lot of different artists and what they were doing and what was working, like I kind of just like, man, like it matters more. My most like, I just want people to listen to my music. As simple as it sounds, it's like I want people to get in their car and be like, let me put this on. Yeah, like I don't, you know what I mean? Like, so, and that, you know, is just a different approach. Like I'm not looking necessarily for like the moments where it's like,
yeah,
put this on at a party or put this on at a thing. Like I don't mind that. I'll still do that, but I'd really rather just you like involve me in your like everyday life, in your, you know, like routine.
Yeah, I'm curious how you think about this too, because, you know, I know from my years of directing music videos, I kind of became like this industry sponge where it's like I learned a little bit from this artist, this artist, this artist. You know what I mean? Is that something that you feel like with all the artists that you've worked with? And if so, like what's something you've learned?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I feel like the biggest thing is just seeing the approach of like, we're going to put a bunch of money into this. We're going to get a bunch of big features. We're going to get a big name to do this. We're going to like put you, I think, you know, and then they put the project out and it's like, it does numbers off of, you know, because it had all those things, but it just kind of like, and then like it just falls off. Or they do that and they blew their whole budget doing that, thinking that was going to be like
The thing.
The thing. And then it's like, now you have to like, it kind of screws you on multiple levels. Cause now, if you don't go up from that, people are automatically thinking like, oh shit, he's going on his way down. Like, so you're already at a disadvantage because you're like, you put it out there like,
You shot your shot
that
and
it's like,
missed.
yeah. And then it could have did good for you, but it's like, nowadays you got to come right back. So, I think I learned definitely the like, the difference between like a look and like, just like substance, you know, of having music that connects with people and like getting a look. Like a look is cool. It's cool to get it, but like it's just that, you know what I mean? So you shouldn't really get too overly excited, you know, on a look. Like give me an example of what a look is, but
no, I know what you're saying.
I can't think of
like,
one off the top of my head.
Like if you blow your budget on like a big feature that you think is going to go crazy, like that's exactly,
Yeah,
or like
or-
just because you think it's like
or you get an opening, say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm opening for A Boogie. And it's like, that's dope. And it's a look, but it's like,
it's not going to translate into something that's a sustainable career.
it's just one thing that should be in your,
one of the little, exactly.
And but people, you know, people will get a
and
look.
there are value in looks, but like you need a ton of looks. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, repeatedly.
And like mixed in with, you know, consistency and like actually putting out music that, you know, connects with people. Because at the end of the day, like, no one cares about the big feature if the music isn't something that they gravitate towards, right?
Yeah, and then obviously seeing the, you know, me working with all the labels, it's like seeing the big label route and then seeing the Webby independent route, like kind of being able to compare and contrast those and what works and what, you know, what doesn't or what, you know what I mean? Like also getting to work with like the Smoke Dizzas and the Currencies and like, so they're doing what Webby does just in their world, you know, and so that was, I basically got to see everything. Got to see people blow their budget, flop, people blow up, people, you know, grind it out slow. Like I've seen so I know what works and what doesn't, you know.
Yeah, and what might work for one person might not work for another person too. So I want to ask you, what's one of the biggest misconceptions you've seen within music labels?
I mean, I hope people still don't think,
Whatever you're about to say, I'm sure they do.
it's like, I'm going to get signed and you know what I mean? Like, I'll be on. Like, I don't know if people still think like that. Do they?
I'm sure they do because I don't think there's enough people that are educated within music. I think there's a lot of people that, don't even realize if you do get signed, that doesn't mean, give somebody else the keys. That means you're driving the boat twice as fast.
Yeah. You just have twice as much fuel basically. But yeah, I mean that I guess would be one of the biggest. It's like I think people fuck up by not getting to a label and just doing everything you were doing just with the label now. You know what I mean?
Not super real. I've seen a lot of artists fumble a lot of money by just
where we're from, bro. Like I've watched people in Connecticut just fumble it and not, you know what I mean? And it sucks because it's like I would love to see our, you know what I mean? I feel like we're in a good spot though, just because it's like we have people that are in the whatever you want to call it, in the matrix.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
In the matrix, dude.
They're doing their thing and pushing on certain levels, and so we have shit going. But yeah, I mean, I've watched it. I mean, on so many different levels, all over the place. But for sure, that I mean, I get it. Like the label thing could work. It works for people, but you got to go in kind of like you don't have a label.
Yeah, no, that's real. And I want to ask you, what's some advice that you'd give to, I'll ask you two questions because you, as you said, you wear multiple hats. First question, what's some advice that you give to an aspiring director? And then the second one, what would you give to an aspiring artist, like a musical recording artist?
I think for directing, I think I would, in retrospect, go more the route you went as opposed to the route I went. I feel like I just went out there and just shot everything. Whereas if I look at it now, I feel like if you're a young director, your best bet is to get with an artist that you like their music, that you think they have what it takes to be somebody that can gain fans and followers and just shoot all their shit for free. You know what I mean? And just go up with them. But obviously in cohesion with that, shoot the dopest possible shit you can do for them. Use all of your resources and creativity to make their videos dope, and then go up and then kind of go. I think that's the best route.
Yeah, it's funny because to me this seems like the grass is always greener on the other side situation because I spent a lot of time working with Wit, able to
but it did what it was supposed to do.
I agree,
because you could, yeah. I mean. So yes, it does. There's a side note there where it's it also, if that, you get 5 years down and they're just oh, I'm gonna start using big directors now, and they just leave you, that could suck. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say I'm more speaking on entry level, your first couple moves, I would do that, and then I would then,
it was a good strategy.
Then use
though,
that to
the thing is,
do other things.
Technically, it is a good strategy, but at the time, it's it wasn't I was being strategic to me. You know what I mean? It was more shooting some videos for my homie who I believe in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's kind of how that happened and leveled up. But yeah, no, I mean a lot of great opportunities came from it. That's how I got the Watsky tour. That's how I.
No, I think it's just a more efficient, right?
Yeah.
I think you kind of more sniped, whereas I was just firing an automatic turret gun, just and then some shit was sticking and working and most of it wasn't. You know what I mean? But the things that were they were good, so it was oh, okay, cool. But I went through a lot more heartache, a lot more losing money, a lot more stress, you know what I mean, doing it that way.
Yeah, because you're cast a wider net, dude.
Yeah, you're just dealing with
everything.
Yeah, everything you can think of, you know what I mean? So it was just I wouldn't recommend that route.
And that's the thing too, I think a big difference though is that on some level with everybody I've shot with, I'm a homie. Like for the most part, 90% of who I've shot with is somebody I would shoot a text to and talk with. And I don't know if that's like the same for you too.
Fuck no. I shot with people I hate them. Like,
Yeah.
or I think they're whack, or like I don't, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. At one point in my career, it was just like, I just didn't care. It was like, oh, they got 500, bet, let's shoot it. Like, this shit's whack. It's not gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, but there's been times where I've done that, and then it like, kind of like did something, and I was like, whoa,
Oh,
cool.
yeah, they're all, yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, that's where I feel like I went wrong. Like, I mean, there's no right or wrong,
Yeah.
but I caused myself just a lot more grief
Yeah.
for doing it that way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, how it is, you're editing something that you just like
And
hours of like listening to a song that you hate. Like, it's no way to live.
And another thing too that I think could be a big difference between like the routes that we took is that you worked with a ton of label artists. I'm pretty sure 90% of the artists I worked with are all independent. So that helped me early on how to move as like an independent artist
Yeah.
a lot more. You know what I mean? So that like would be a big takeaway. And that's probably why like I've been able to, I mean, I don't shoot videos nearly as much as I used to, dude. I'm pretty much full-time producer at this point. But like, you know, it's just like interesting to see like how a career can journey. You know what I mean?
No, and I mean, yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, and it's like, you know, hey, do what works for you, you know. But if I was, that would be my advice for directing. For artist-wise, I think it all depends on what type of artist you are and what type of like person you are, what skill set you have. Like, if you feel like you're like a true artist of just like where it's like you don't want to be bothered or want to handle all of the things that come along with the music business, and you're willing to just like do your art and get like 20% of the revenue that's being brought in, and you're happy, like, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, if you are with a good label that you have a team that you think is good, like, I'd say go for it, you know? Like, but if you're kind of more like me or other people where it's like, you know, you have a vision, you have an idea of how to execute it, you don't have all the answers, but you have the like tools within you to probably figure it out and make it happen, like, I would just say, you know, find a producer that's down, you know, easier said than done. It took me years, but like find a producer, you know, and just cook up as many songs as you can and just start dropping them, and then do videos, and then go try to get on shows, and then try to get features, and you know what I mean? And just never stop.
Yeah.
Like,
talking about producers too, you just did a full project with SB the Wave God.
yeah, SB, yeah. That's
I want to talk,
That's my main, you know, like my whole kind of music shifted when I kind of got, you know,
it makes a
linked with him.
huge difference too, because then your sound becomes more cohesive too. But I want to talk to you, since it's like one of your more recent projects, I want to talk to you about that project and, you know, how that came to be.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've not always, but I've known SB for a minute. I was kind of still, though, I was just in a place where I didn't know what I wanted to do musically. Like, I love the artists like the Drakes and the Navs and the Weekends and like A Boogie, and I like that, like, you know, like auto-tuney, wavy sound, you know, but it kind of got to a point where I was just like, I don't know how long this is really gonna like last, and it just became uncomfortable for me to like have to like fit in that lane of the game where it was just like it just wasn't me anymore. Like,
It wasn't speaking to your soul.
yeah,
dude.
it just was kind of like, it's not really my shit anymore. Like, but what I was finding is like the Currencies, the Larry Junes, the Smoke Dizzas, the like Stallies, like I was just resonating more with that, and like I just feel like that sound will never really go out of style. Like, in a sense, it will. It's like the younger people, they're gonna look at it like, oh, it's just old boom bap shit. But like, there will always be, to me, like a fan base and a lane for just like good hip hop, you know? And I didn't want it to be boom bap, but I wanted to like maybe like lean more towards like chill, kind of like my personality, just be able to talk about shit that's happening like in my life, and then just like not have to worry about making like these like big records, you know, like I just wanted to make songs, like, yo, and I just want to be able to make music that I can make just like naturally, you know, so.
I think that's more important for keeping it up anyways.
Yeah, and so it just became a point where it was like, all right, cool. SB had some beats that I liked, and he was my boy already, and it was kind of like, all right, yo. And then we made 4 songs, 5 songs, 10 songs, and I was like, yo, all right. And then like once I found him and he was like down and we were making music that was like, oh, this is it. Then it was like I went into like, you know, director label mode where I was like, okay, SB, this is what you need to do. You need to send me 50 beats, like, and we're gonna drop this shit every 2 weeks, and we're not gonna fucking worry about artwork. We're just gonna use pictures of me, and we're gonna get it mixed, like, you know what I mean? And we're just gonna like never stop, like, but I always need you to send me beats, like.
No, and the consistency is huge, like, dude.
All right, yeah, like, and you know, and then we just went, you know, at that point.
Yeah.
So every album, honestly, would be with him, unless it's like I just dropped a side project with Smooth that's about to drop, like, you know, and I have a couple other like producers that I might tap on to be like. I feel like if I do anything now, it'll never be a song though. Like if I'm gonna go get with like a producer, I'm like, yo, let's just do like 4 or 5, unless it's. I mean, I just did 2 with Static, so that was like a 2-piece. But
I get what you're saying though.
Every album from here on out, I'd be okay with it just being like SB. Producing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's good to have like that like filter too, to like even if you have another producer come in, like just having to kind of go through the SB filter too, so it has that like cohesiveness.
For sure.
So I think
for
that's
sure.
good.
And it's easy now because now I can play, like I can be like, yo, go listen. Like if I'm working with another producer, it's like, yo, go listen to this. This is my shit. You know what I mean? Like this is my vibe. Like
yeah, and they can kind of build off of that.
Before I had so many different like fucking sounds and things that I was trying to do, and like maybe I'll do this or maybe I'll like go this, and then it's like so people would listen to me and then it would be like, oh, like here's 10 Drake beats, like, and it's like I don't want to be Drake, like,
yeah,
you know, it's like, oh, these beats are like this. Like I remember I did one song that was kind of like islandy, and it was like I was just getting island beat packs. Like I was like, all right, I like it was one song.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's just, you know, it's just good. Like SB, like I use every beat SB sends me. Like there's really never any beats that get left in the email, because it's kind of like, why not just fucking rap over it at this
just
point?
See what happens
yeah.
too, because you never know. I want to ask you one more question too about your film career. What's the video that you're most proud of?
I don't think I have an answer for that.
You don't have one that just like stood out amongst the top, and you were just like, or what's the most popular one that people are always like, yo, that one's crazy? You know what I mean? Like best received.
Yeah, could be Mopstick. I mean, it's like, okay, the best way I can put it is there was definitely like there's Bookmark videos that were like, yo, when that one dropped,
that was a turning point for you.
Yeah, like maybe not a turning point, but like it was like a difference, you know, like it was a jump up. One would be the first time it happened was Raw Thoughts, and I had a video for A Boogie and Young Boy, and then they dropped the same day.
Oh, that's a crazy day.
And I was like, whoa, okay, that was like 2017 or 18, right? And so that was like a day where I was like, oh shit, okay, like labels are hitting me, and then like I had like Webby, that was the first Webby video, so it was like, and it was Raw Thoughts, so it was like, whoa, influx of like these crazy like Webby fans coming into the fold, and like Webby people, you know what I mean, like artists that, you know, he fucks with. So it was like, that was one was definitely like Day from the Grave.
Is that the dude that you shot whose like head was
yeah, like that video, because that was one of those ones where I was like, yo, we should do this. And he was like, nah, that's weird. And I was like, bet, then I don't really want to do the video unless we do this. Like, he caught me at a time where I had like 10 videos going on, so I was kind of just like, fuck it. Like,
yeah, and if you want to, like, the thing is, if you're going to take the time to do a video, you want to do something that you feel is going to move the needle or be cool.
And I honestly felt so strongly about the song that I was like, bro, you need to like, he had like a little thing going. Like he was getting like 30, 40,000 views, 50,000 views. But I'm like, bro, I feel like you need to just do something that's going to like, and like that shit dropped and it got like 1 million or 2 million, like very fast. And like all the big blogs and pages were tagging me and like that was like one where like I was getting jobs from that video for years. Cause that was a one too where like I think that's more impactful, where it's like it was you behind it. You know what I mean? Like you turned an artist up.
Yeah.
From like, whoa, this kid's got the sauce. Let's like, we need that for our artists. You know what I mean? When you do a Future video, it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be big. You know what I mean? Like you can't really lose.
Yeah, but if you have a small artist that drops like an insane
and you
video,
make them go viral, it's like
that's even crazier.
We want that. You know what I mean? So that was like the sauce. But that video, then I think Mopstick was like kind of the next one after that. That was like, because it just like it went big, it went gold or whatever. And then yeah, I mean. This last one, honestly, I did was Bossman D-Lo and Glorilla. I mean, that's like that was
a big
like
one too,
number
yeah.
like 5 trending on YouTube. It went gold. It's about to go gold. Like, and that was like my last video. So like minus this Bia one, but like, so like that one was big too. And like I haven't really done much after that because I was kind of just like, let's let that marinate, you know, and like see what comes from that. That kind of was like a lesson I learned.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like. You only get certain moments. And like I've seen a lot with artists where like damn, they played that perfectly. Like where it was like they had a moment and then like they didn't just like jump and do a bunch of shit. Like their next move was like
strategic,
the right move, and then they were out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can look at certain directors even or artists where it's like, yeah, they played that well. And like I didn't do that the first couple of times. Like I had a moment and I was like, I didn't realize I was in a moment, so I was just like doing shit. But like now I kind of more realize like do it, like let it go out into the world, do its thing, see what comes back around. Maybe don't take the first couple things that, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, this like came in like that's the one I should do, and then go do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, being able to have like a read on it and play moments right is like game changing too. You know what I mean? Because the timing of things is so important, and like you don't want to like cut yourself off or like, because that's the thing too. Like you could be having a moment and then just drop the wrong thing, and that could like derail something that you would have been better almost doing nothing in that particular moment. I
also learned you don't have to post everything. You know, even if it's better to like let it be up to mystery than to like be like on the directing side, like, yo, I did this. Like, you know what I mean? Because it just like
people, it's like more like, how did you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just kind of like sometimes it's just not the move. You know, like. Not everything has to get posted, you know?
No, and then people will find like, you know what I mean? And if people really are tapped in, they'll find out what you did anyways.
Yeah, like the best, how you know it's a good video is not if like, when I post it, obviously it's my followers, so they're just like, this is dope. But like if I get followers from the artist, that obviously means people fucked with the video.
Yeah.
If they tag you. That's another conversation.
You know what I want to talk to you, because I was recently on set with you. I want to talk about safety on set. Now, you were sitting inside of a car.
Oh, man. So lack thereof safety on set.
Yeah, dude. Like, that was honestly one of the scariest things I've seen in recent times. Can you paint the picture?
For me as well.
Can you paint the picture of what happened? Like, where were you? Just paint the entire picture for somebody. Where were you and what happened?
Okay, Chris Webby Echo. We were shooting a video. We were in a random junkyard that Ray found in Connecticut. And yeah, we were shooting the video. Everything was going good. We were starting to run a little low on time, so we were just like trying to push through to the end of the day. The very last thing was like we had a car that we were basically just gonna like destroy with various, you know, blunt objects and sharp objects. Somebody brought a fucking tile saw. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of things. But anyway, so I won't throw him under the bus, but he did keep fucking harping on it. Frankie, like, yo, it'd be sick. Like, if you got a shot from inside and like they fucking like hit the window. Like, and I'm like, yeah, it would be dope. Like, yeah. And then it was just like, he kept like,
put the shot inside, dude.
Yeah, and I was just like, all right. So I just wasn't really, obviously I wasn't thinking. Because he did also say like, yo, maybe like put this face shield on. Like, and I just like kind of forgot. But So I get in the van with my camera and I'm like framing it up. Everything's looking dope. And then like, but in my head, windshields, you know, are technically built to be shatterproof. Like I've seen somebody hit a windshield before and it won't like, it's not maybe what you would think, right? It's not like if you break a window and it's like sharp glass, huge glass pieces that will like break out. Like it has like basically like a film on the inside of it that like holds the windshield together. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, it's a windshield. It won't shatter. Be fine. Be good. So I'm filming. I'm looking at the shot. Webb's on the hood. He can't really hear me, which I don't really realize. So I just like give him the thumbs up, like, yeah, we're good. And he just like winds up and like, bow, like hits that shit with a bat. Now, mind you, at this point, well, instantly, I feel glass, right? Like I don't know to what degree, but like I feel like a light dusting of glass. So I'm like, oh fuck. But it's not that bad. And then I look and he's like winding up. And it's like some Final Destination shit because now there's like cracks in it. So I'm like, and I'm
about
like,
to laugh, dude.
No, you're good. And I'm just like, I'm inside the car, but I'm yelling. I'm like, no. And it's just like, bam! Like he hits it that second time, and it was just like a tidal wave of the tiniest shards of glass cascading over my body, like inserting themselves, like. And immediately, like, I had my eyes closed and I was like holding the camera and I was just like, I was so scared because it was like one of those times, like, if you ever got into like, you ever fall like on a bike or something, or like you're just like sitting there first, you're like, what's gonna hurt? Like, and so I was just like, my eyes. Like, I was like, it was so scared to open my eyes. That's all I cared about. I was just like, my eyes, please don't let my eyes be fucked up. And like I just like get out, and then it didn't make it any better because I like get out of the car and everybody's like, "Oh, you're bleeding!" Like
it's terrible.
And I was just like, I opened my eyes. I was like, okay, I can see. That's really all I care about. But then for the next hour, like I had to strip down.
Oh yeah, I saw you on the way
Get
out,
like
dude.
hosed off with cold water, like ice cold water out of this hose, and then like take like tape. And like literally tape my entire body, like hair coming out. It was fucking awful.
Yeah, dude. And my bad to laugh.
And then Frankie had to finish
the fact
video.
that you're okay, like, he makes me feel better. But no, in the moment, I was definitely scared for you too, dude. Like that, like it was scary to see. It was like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. People shouldn't do that.
No. But I just remember like leaving, and as I was like walking like off set, I saw you and like Ray with like a hose, and I was just like, do I say bye? Do I not say bye? I like waved. I don't know if you, but I was like, yo, they got their own little.
It's so fucked because it's like there was a lot of people that I just met for the first time there that were like excited to meet me, and then it's just like they're leaving, and I'm just like in my briefs getting hosed
like
down
a junkyard
in the like I'm just like standing there like with my feet together, like trying not to like step on more glass like a fucking like fetus, like, and Ray's just like, he'll be good, he'll be all right. I'm like, yeah, good meeting you, bro, good meeting you. And like some dude tried to come up and have like a convo with me, and it was just like, yo, not right now. Like,
dude, I would love to talk to you about, you know, if I'd name a video, like a story that you remember from that video.
you can go for it. We can try.
What about the one you did with Sean Paul?
Damn. See, whoa, file pulled up. That video was crazy. It was we spent like 4 days in Jamaica, in Kingston. And we shot in Tivoli Gardens, which is like a big...
Oh.
Yeah, which is like the projects essentially there. But it's like its own city in and of itself. So I'd never been, obviously. It's my first time, like... And it was crazy seeing it because it was like they police themselves. Like police aren't allowed in there. Like it's like its own city. Right, so it's like
self-governed, yeah. No, I've been to a couple places like that.
But it was an awesome experience altogether. we were shooting though, like it was just so many funny things, right? So for instance, one like the guy that like runs the neighborhood, like he would come every day and meet us out front and then just like walk us in like, all right, Rook, like what do you need? And I'm like, oh, we need like an apartment with a window. He's like, all right. Like would that one work? And I'm like, yeah. And then like he goes inside and like a family just like comes out and they're just like sitting over here. He's like, all right, go ahead. I'm like, are you all right? Like, I'm so sorry. Okay. And they're just like, he's like, yeah, just, yo, show him inside. Like, tell him what he, you know, like, and they're just like, yeah, like, so, you know, just don't touch this maybe. Like you can rearrange this. And like, we would shoot. And then like, we were shooting till like 3 a.m. Oh, man. My bad.
No, tell me, dude.
Yeah. So it's like, but we were shooting, right? There was a big scene I had in mind. I don't know if you've ever seen my video, Hills, where it's like there's like lasers. There's like these dope laser lights that like are like super professional that like
EDM kind of lights?
Yeah, like concert lights almost. You can program them to do all these different patterns and colors. And like I was like, yo, I want to take these lights and mount them in the projects in Jamaica and like do a scene, like some shit nobody's ever seen before to be the craziest shit ever, right? And the guy the guy in Jamaica was like, yeah, we got that. So I'm like, are you sure you have like these ones? Cause like I'll bring my guy from LA. Like he can like, oh no, yeah, we got that. We got the people that can do it. So I'm like, tight. Going through the shoot. It's a 2 full day shoot. Now it's like 1 a.m. We're in the projects in Jamaica laser scene. I get there. I'm like, turn them on. And the guy's like trying to like, all it's doing, they're not the right lights, first off. They're just like cheap party lights. And all they're doing is like the stock.
The generic circle.
When you put them on, like when you just put them on, it's like the default like movement. I had specific like podiums built where like each spotlight had to be on the podium and like all these things. And like, we spent like 2 hours. All the people in Jamaica are outside in the projects.
Crazy.
It's like 2, 3 a.m. at this point, and these dudes are just like, they can't do it. Like they can't figure it out. So I literally had to like just be like,
that's a wrap.
Fuck it, we're gonna scrap this scene. And like we had to like go to the next scene. But I was so heartbroken because I was like, that was what I was most excited for to do the video. And like, yeah, we're shooting the thing. The guy that runs the neighborhood comes up in the club, and I'm like, I'm like so behind at this point, but he's like, you have 1 hour. And I was just like, I know, but this guy's like 1 hour and then I'm leaving. And I was just like, 1 hour. Like, yo, we just get it done. But like, it was awesome. Like the people treated us so dope out there. And like, shout out to like, you know, my homies that I met out there, like, that like shoot videos out there in Jamaica and shit. And like, they took us all around to like different parts of the island and like different cities and like showed us all like the food spots and like really like made us feel at home. And like, it was dope.
Yeah, dude, I love hearing all the stories. So I'm going to keep asking for more, dude.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a story about the video you did with Wiz?
See, this is what I'm saying. I feel like all right, Wiz Khalifa, one of my favorite rappers, right, was so excited to work with Wiz Khalifa, like, and he was on tour, so we had to go to Nashville to shoot the video because that's where he was gonna be, and like he was, you know, like that was the only way we could make it work. We go out there, we rent a house in Nashville, and the whole video was basically, it wasn't nothing crazy, but it was just supposed to be like an outdoor, sunny, like family cookout type of vibe. Taylor gang, his kids, girls in the pool, drinks, like just supposed to be, you know, like kept it basic. But we had things planned, like we had a crane over the pool, dope, this, like a photo booth thing, like all these dope ideas. That raft is just sitting in the pool. It's like slowly deflating. Like all the models are there. Like we're all just chilling. We're like, yeah, let's just keep getting B-roll. Like he'll come. Let's just keep getting B-roll. Like he'll be here. And like he pulls up like so many hours late and just like gets there. And like as he gets there, like we have about an hour of daylight left, right? Just the most massive rain cloud you've ever seen just like come directly over and just like starts pouring. So now the whole video is supposed to be outside, daylight. we got an Airbnb essentially just for like Wiz to get ready so people could chill out of the heat and this, that. And like Wiz just looks around and he's like, let's just do it in here. And I was just like, this is the living room in an Airbnb. Like, what are we going to do? Like, you know, like, I don't know what's going to look good. He's like, bro, just put the light up. We'll smoke some weed. Let the cameras roll. Like, we'll be good. And I was just like, will we? I don't think we'll be good. Like, there's a budget behind this. Like, I don't think they're going to be happy with this. Like, so I'm trying to like come up with ideas and stuff. And then we go through like so many ideas. And then he's just like, yeah, I think we should just do the living room. Like, and I was just like, all right. And then it goes back to the Spot thing, right? Like, that video helped me prepare for that. Because I just hit a point where I was like, okay, this is what it is. Like, let's have fun. Let's smoke. Let's chill with Sailor Gang. Let's see what ideas Wiz has. Let's just do what we can do. Like, let's enjoy this. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a moment that you look back on and be like, damn, shot a Wiz video at the end of the day. Like, and that's just what I did. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of just like, I clicked over into just being like, all right, fuck it. Cool. Let's just do this. Like, I had a drink. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just like, what do you want to do? Like, oh, I'll sit here. All right, cool. Boom. Yo, we can do one over here. Bet.
And I think like some of those feelings you have of like it not having, it's because you like really care and you like want the videos to be a certain way. And you know, every video that comes out is a reflection of you. You know what I mean? So it's
my
like,
name's on it.
Yeah. So you want it to be like the best thing possible, but especially in this industry, there's a lot that's out of your control. You know what I mean?
So many elements.
And you just got to roll with the punches, dude. But it's like funny to hear. Another one I saw that you did was the one with Neyo, dude.
That was good. That was fun. That was a good time. But that was Neyo, which was dope about that, was Neyo featuring Zay France, Connecticut artist. He had just signed, and we both kind of moved to LA at the same time. That was actually super dope. Neyo was really cool. I think the biggest thing, though, that, like, it just, like, Frankie was there, our boy Butter was there, Blackwood was there. He's Zay's manager, who's also, like, from Connecticut. That one just, like, hit me, like, damn, we're really out here. Like, I'm doing the video. And then, like, I was just seeing the energy, like, at the video, and, like, a lot of the girls and stuff there, like, were just, like, more kind of interested in what Zay was doing. And, like, Neyo would come out, and it's like, yo, this is Neyo. He's, like, a legend. Not like, he's a legend, like, but I could just tell, like, people were like, yo, Zay, play your new album, like, and I was just like, damn, like, I'm shooting the video, like, we're all from Connecticut, like, we're in LA, we're doing it, like, this is dope, you know, like, and I think that was just, like, one of those days, like, that was just a good day, though, like, it was hectic, you know, it had its hecticness, but, like, overall, I look back on that one with happy thoughts.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear too, because I feel like I've asked you about a lot of shoots and like there's been an obstacle pretty much, whether it was Amber Rose crying, Kodak not wanting to get on the airboat, you know what I mean? So it's good to hear that there's been like...
That was smooth. It was just like a party video. It was like, you know, it went pretty much how we had it in our heads. So
how'd you end up connecting with French?
I connected with French through Edgar. Edgar had shot a bunch with him, and then I think French just had a shoot that Edgar couldn't get to, and it was Mopstick, and he called me like, yo, you want to do some shit with French? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, bet. He just hung up, and then like it's a group chat like, yo, French, this is my boy Rook, and it was just like, bam.
Yeah, I want to talk to you a little bit about Edgar too, because I feel like he's always like looked out, even from like day one too. You know, like how has it been working with him and just having him in your corner?
No, super dope, man. Like super grateful. You know, like I was hitting a point where I was just like, man, how do I get to the next like phase? You know what I mean? Like, how do I get through this door? You know, like it was just felt like being from Connecticut and just being on the East Coast. I was just hitting a wall, and I couldn't figure out how to get around it, you know? And, like, yeah, he just saw something, you know, like, where I don't think I was ever, like, the best director or, like, the dopest director. I think he just saw that he was, like, I was dope, you know, like, I was a hard worker, like, I was willing to, like, do what it takes to learn. I was open-minded, you know, like, and I think he just like, he comes from that. And I think he just, you know, just gave me a shot and like, just kind of like, and he's cool too because he's just like the opposite of a gatekeeper, you know, like, yo, this is how I make my treatments. Like, this is how I do my budgets. This is how, like, he always, I like that because that's how I am, where I don't feel like, I feel like I'm an infinite, like, well of, like I am dope. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I do one video, I don't feel like, or if I give you an idea for a video, like, I don't feel like that was my own, like, I'm going to come up with more ideas. You know what I mean? And I think he's just like that. Like, yo, if I put you on with such and such, it's all good. Like, I'm going to keep doing me. Like, I'm the source. So it's like, I'm going to go keep being dope. And you know what I mean? Like, he would never like hold back information or opportunities. Like, he would link me with people and just be like, yo, go ahead, do your thing. And like, never asking anything about it. So,
and I think that's a great way just to operate in general, because when you operate like that, more good things come to you anyways, versus like, you know, if you're just holding it for yourself and like being weird about it. Like, I don't know. I'm obviously not a big fan of gatekeeping, but it's like, you know, there are people out there who do, and just like,
and I've had it go both ways, where it's like I've laid people up with opportunities and they like kind of did some slimy shit, you know, like.
I think it's bound to happen.
So it's like, but you just got to
industry.
kind of move, you know, you got to move with what, like, with who you actually are, you know what I mean? And then if shit happens, it's like, you got to kind of just, it's going to happen, you know?
Rook, what's your message to the world?
I don't know, man.
Had to hit you
I
with
don't
that.
know, man. Oh, man.
I've asked it to pretty much everybody, so it's like I can't skip this one.
I feel like this is gonna change always, you know. Like, obviously,
And I think it should
you go
change.
through phases in
Yeah.
life where maybe you're focused on a certain thing or whatever. But I don't know if it's necessarily a message, but I guess it's one thing that I think I've been changing my approach on is like, I think people should focus more on what you're watching, listening to, inputting, like the life that you're living. Like, focus more on actually being a dope person than trying to like put out dope things, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, it
like,
definitely does.
Like, because that's what's ultimately going to like equal that. Like, I think so many people focus on like, how can I make the best song or make the best video or make the best thing? And it's like, yo, just like, go, you know what I'm saying? Go to a museum, like go walk in nature, go do things, like go, you know what I mean? Put yourself in situations where you're around cool things and cool shit and learn and like look up random things, like look up, you know, like just things that are gonna cause your brain to, you know, like think a different way, you know? And I think a lot of that has to do with just like changing your environment and your state. Like, even if it's just a matter of just like hitting the gym or going for a walk or watching a video about aliens, you know what I mean? It's like, it'll
get you inspired.
Yeah, or just it just like causes your brain to take a different path, or it just might, you know, like so I think that's for me what I've been like focusing on. And it's just better for your, you know, like I've been through those phases of my life where I spent there and just like
Hammering the nail.
how
dude.
can I, you know what I mean? Like just do the dopest possible thing. And it's like, it just clicked one day where it was just like, bro, just be dope. Like,
Yeah.
just be a dope person and like you will make dope art. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
definitely can relate to what you're saying, dude. Because like I definitely get in those periods where I'm just like hammering the nail, just like, you know,
Yeah,
trying to
you're
get
just
it to
like-
work. But sometimes it's just like taking the step back, taking the walk, and like living life a little bit gives you the ability to kind of give yourself space to actually create those dope things. you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, I think, you know, that's one thing. You know, and I think there's overall principles that's good for everybody. You know, comparison's the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Work, you know, just you know what I mean? Be happy with the with the work. Be satisfied with yourself with the work that you're putting out or whatever you're putting out, and then put it out. You know, quality and consistency, I feel like, is something you can never go wrong with. There's never, you know, just do dope shit and do it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and something will come of it, you know? Like, I think there's certain things and principles that, you know what I mean, you can just kind of like stick to and then, you know, mold it to what works for you.
Yeah. No, I agree 1,000%, dude.
You know, I don't know if that's like mind blowing for anybody, but
No, but listen, dude, sometimes when you're kind of in the mix and if like things are chaotic in your life, sometimes just hearing it, sometimes you know, can be the difference maker.
One of my last albums was called Zoom Out. And that's why, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of my biggest life, like, mantras. Is just, like, you know, it's just, like, sometimes you get so into it that it's, like, all you got to do is just kind of, like, yo, let me just take a step back. Like you said, sometimes there's a time to push and sometimes there's a time to, like, wait in the wing. You know, and I know it feels weird, but, like, the more experience you get, the more you start to feel those times out where it's, like... This is a time to just, like, let me fall back, let me live, let me learn some shit, let me build some things, like, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I do come out or do some shit, like, it'll be better than my last one, you know what I mean? But, like, sometimes, there's just some, you got to feel it out, you know? Just kind of, like, no way to really say it, but.
Nah, it's real, dude. What's next for Rook?
A lot of music. I'm going to, you know, probably do some more touring with Webb, get out there and keep working on my show. I got a project dropping in the fall with SB that's already done. It's just getting mixed. It's going to be called Behind the Scene.
Very nice.
SEEN. Like,
yeah.
A project that I just finished with Quake Matthews from Canada. We did an EP. That'll drop. Bunch of music. Video-wise, exciting, actually. Just going to start getting more into film. So
yeah, we talked about that a little bit before the
I think
pod.
I've kind of, like... I've had my run in music videos. Like, I think I'm at the point where it's, like, if I do a music video, I want it to be something that's, like...
next level or
yeah,
just something
you know,
that personally
like,
gets you excited.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just either something that's, like, huge or, yeah, like, just something that is different for me. But yeah, so I got a short film we're going to do in CT. I got scripts written for other things. I'm working on just trying to get like shows, commercials, films, like just more into that world because it's like, you know how life is, bro. You open up, you're like, oh, I made it. And then it's just like another hallway into like, oh, okay, this is like a whole new set of like
everything,
rules and relationships and people and things that I have to like figure out and tap into. So I'm kind of like in the early phase of that, you know, screenwriters, actors, producers that do shows, networks, like people that I know at HBO, like trying to tap more in with them and like, yo, how do you do this? So just like learning and creating in that space right now. And then hopefully, you know, it'll lead to getting some things done.
Yeah.
So.
What would you say like your biggest goal though is? Like when you say like film, like what type of stuff do you want to make?
I think time will tell, you know, as I like kind of see what types of things come my way. But I think like off rip, I mean, I'd probably live somewhere in the like crime drama space, you know, whether it's like a Narcos or a Goodfellas or something in that realm. Or I also really like old like mythical fantasy, you know, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Like I like shit like that too. So I don't know, you know, I'd probably
leaving your options open.
Yeah, I'd probably start diving in and seeing, you know what I mean, what I get into and see where it lands me. I think that's one of those things too. Like I think it's good to have a strong vision and manifest things and think about what you want, but you kind of got to leave room to like see, you know what I mean, what the universe has in play and like what kind of comes your way and be ready to like take that and like absorb it and like go that way.
Yeah.
So,
Rook, if people want to connect with you or find you, how can they?
Just Rook Director on everything.
There you go, dude.
Yeah. Preferably my merch site. No, Rook Director though, dude.
Well, Rook, I appreciate you coming on the Mike Squires and Friends pod. Highly requested, dude.
Is it really?
Dude,
Wow.
like a lot of messages. There's like, when's Rook coming on,
Huh.
dude?
Well, hopefully we gave the people what they wanted, man. I don't know.
I hope so.
Went by fast, so I don't know if that's a good thing.
It's like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or like hour and a half.
Yeah, so
But
hopefully they got something out of it. And hopefully you get some good clips.
let's go, dude. Appreciate you coming on,
Yeah,
dude.
no doubt.
Woo.